How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. And all right, let's start. Okay, so when you log in with LDMax, this is what you will see. It's actually the command center. So right away you will see in the notifications what are the things that you need to do. Like for example, there are notifications for open job and so on. And then photos that have come in, incoming messages from the client interface. And so you can also do a job search here. Just click in the number of the job, and then you just click go, and then right away it will show you the job. What else? Okay, so you can also see over here the incoming messages, number of photos to be approved, and so on. And you also can see the blog posts. These are actually updates to LDMax. So when you sign up with LDMax, the first thing you need to do is to configure everything. Actually, you can configure all the following here. Um, in advanced setup, you can configure the court mappers, high-speed import document mappers, the judges, and so on. And for the billing, you can customize price codes and products and invoice. But first, usually you configure the general setup. I'm sorry. So you can configure your clients. Clients are usually law firms that give you jobs, and companies are process serving agencies like your agency and that you work with that are out of state or who also give you jobs as well. So you can assign your clients a login. For example, if you create a new client, so say let's create Pamela, and then you can create a login for Pam. And you can have options here. For example, if you want Pam to have auto charge on job entry, allowed to regenerate blank affidavits, and so on. So it's up to you to click any option here. After you have assigned a login and password, you can click Add this client. Oh, sorry, Pam is already existing in the process servers. Okay, let's say John. And then let's just place John, and then John 1. Okay, and then we'll click Add this client. And you'll be given a few more fields to fill in. So if you're using QuickBooks, you can also configure your clients. Like for example, the QuickBooks customer display name and the QuickBooks customer title, anything that you see in QuickBooks. Just make sure that if you fill in all this information here that it's exactly the same as in your QuickBooks. So if you have QuickBooks later on for your billing and invoicing, you can ask Jake, our programmer, to help you so that you can actually link your QuickBooks to your LDMax. So I'd like to show you over here. There are more options for you to click. For example, I'd like to click this one. Can send new jobs via client interface and show pie charts on client interface. So we will just click that and click update. Okay, and then let's go back to the list. And you can also delete client actually over here. So let's go back to configure and let's see if we have already registered John. Okay, John is here. So the other thing I'd like to show you, when you sign up with LDMax, you actually not only get an access to our system, you also get access to the client interface, and this is how it looks. So let's say, let's log out and let's see if our login for John actually works. Okay, so LDMax, we will be assigning you when you log in. We'll be programming a system for you, and we'll be assigning you a link that will be your own. So your agency ID will be here. So let's try using John's login. Okay, so we created a username for John and a password for John. So let's see if John can log in. So for example, John is your client. And since if you remember in configure, um, we actually clicked this one, can send new jobs via client interface, then John will be able to do that with this tab. If you don't click that, this tab here will not show on the client interface. So your clients can send you jobs by using this link, and you can assign them a username and password. And in the client interface, you can see that your clients can also see how the jobs look like if they've been worked on, if they've been processed, and so on. So this part here, the pie charts, you can actually choose if your clients can see them or not. So you can, for example, just not click show pie charts on client interface. Some of our clients actually prefer that. So we'll see if it shows here. Let's just refresh this one. Next time John logs in, this part here will not show. So let me just update this part. And let me just refresh this for John. So as you can see, since we did not click this part show pie charts on client interface, then it doesn't show on the client interface. But you can also click that so that it shows. So if, for example, your client is ready to give you jobs or to send you a new case, then they just click send new case. And they can click the fields here, say a reference number, and then the court. Let's check what courts are available. Okay, we've already actually configured a test court for this client, and the plaintiff, say test plaintiff, and the name of a defendant, say test defendant, and they can just click create new case, and there it goes. And you can even send a message. We'll say instructions, rush service. Serve on, say, March 25, 2017. And then you send the message. So you can do that. Let's check on your LDMax if that reflected. So you go back to the home page or the command center and see if John's message came in. Okay, let me just check if we did that right. Okay, there is one message here, and then there is one job from John, and let's see if that reflected. Okay, so we have one incoming message. Oh, it's here. So number 42, case ID number 42, and there's a message from John. It says rush service, serve on March 25. So as you can see, that you can actually receive from the client interface right away, the messages from your client. And then let's see the open jobs from the client interface. Okay, so this is the open job, and okay, let's just go back and let me just show you something else. All right, you can also find out over here the messages right away. So that's the client interface, and your clients can also, can also run reports from here. Just have to go back to home, and they can run reports like open jobs, and they can also do a search. So that's as far as our client interface goes, and that's how your clients send you jobs. So going back to your LDMax, we'll go back to configure. You can configure a lot of things here, as I've said. Aside from your clients, which are the law firms, you can also configure the companies, and just like the clients, you must assign them a username and password, and they can send you jobs just the same way with the client interface. And of course, you can configure your company variables. This is very important. This is where you configure everything about your company. And you can place in all your process servers. You just add a new process server, for example, let's say James Smith, and address, test address, and city, say New York. Okay. And okay, it's also important that you assign your process servers a login and password. So say James and James1. Um, they would be using this when they use the mobile app. So we have two mobile apps, and one is the iPhone mobile app and the Android mobile app. So you can use, your process servers can use those when they go to the field and serve and get the GPS key and the picture, and then send it back to you right away. So we will be sending you the links to those when you sign up with us at LDMax. Okay, so other things that you can configure, of course, if you have staff in your office, you can also configure them here. You can add a new holder, meaning somebody who can use your LDMax, and then you can assign them a login, a username, and a password, and you can click admin or do lock. Admin means they have full access to your LDMax. Everything here will show all the options here, but if you click do lock, it will actually lock them out, and some of the features, important features here, are not available for them. All right. So if you want also a staff not to be able to access your LDMax anymore, you just have to change the login and password for them. Okay, what else? Um, as I've said, you can also configure your billing setup, like your price codes. So there are built-in price codes here, but you can add your own. Say your own price code. So you can click add, and it's here, your own price code. You can click on it, and then you can add new, and then you can now click what that price code is all about, and say outer county service or out of state service, And then you can place in the amount for the commission and the amount here. So you can click add. Say for example, we said you place here $10. Okay, and $10. If
Maria,
you
is there a way to just manually add to as well, or do you have to select something that's from the drop-down menu?
Yeah, that's actually, you can actually add your own. That's the reason why you configure everything from here. So these are the things that you can configure. You can add these things like price codes, product and invoices, frequent stuff like frequent service comments, frequent status items. Like there are already status items that are in the drop down when you create a job, but then you can add your own. So you can manually do that. Okay, you just have to come here in configure. These are the things that you can configure and add so that you can input your own or enter your own customized stuff. Like for example, um, frequent titles, frequent work order comments, and so on and so forth. So you'll be able to see this and you'll be able to appreciate this when I show you how to create a new job. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So this is the configure tab. And now let's jump into creating a job. For example, your client has sent you a job. Let's go back to the home page. So sometimes your client also send you documents about the job and everything. So you just have to download all of them or you just have to access them here and see the jobs that are coming in. But if in case you have a case that you need to create now, then you just click new case. You come over to this button called jobs and then the process is that you click create new case and click plus new case and then fill in the client or law firm. So for example, a test law firm. Since you've already configured or added the client previously, it will just show up in the drop down. If you have a new client, you can just click the plus button and you can enter a new client as well. So going back, okay, since I've already entered some test clients, I'll just choose from any one of them. And then if there was an attorney, you can click it here. Usually it just shows in the drop down if you've already configured it. Or if not, again, just click this button, the plus button, and then you can add the information, same as the secretary. So company is you. When you create a job or a case, the company referred here is you. And then the client is either the client, the law firm, or the process serving agency. Okay, so you can place the name of the plaintiff. Say name of the plaintiff is the good guy. And you can have plaintiff address and so on, and then you can change the roles. Actually, sometimes you will serve certain documents that do not necessarily have plaintiff. You can have defendant, claimant, respondent, petitioner, and so on. If you want to add some more, just let us know because we can have our programmer customize this for you. Okay, and then add defendant, bad guy, and then role the same, so defendant. And then what's important is that you fill in if anyway when you click add this case, all this information will be still asked of you later on. So the most important if you're in a hurry is that you fill in the fields that had this red stars or the red asterisks. So we need to fill in a court. So since I've already entered a court previously, a test court, so I'll just click that one. If not, then again, just click this button and you can add your own court or the courts that are not in here yet. So you can now click add this case, and you will see that there are 3 tabs here. So this is the case information. As I've said, you'll be filling out more information here if you have more information regarding the case, like say case notes, test notes for the case. So you can add that one and other information. But just the same, the most important are the fields that actually are having the red star. Okay. So you can even have a notification like email the client or email the company or email the requester as long as you've already entered their email address previously. Attorney, as I've said, you can actually input them here. And then you can attach the documents to the case if you have documents to attach. And then click Save Case if you have changed anything. And then you can click Job. This is where you create a job now. So you can click Add New Defendant. That's the first step when you create a job. So you can select now the document ID, like it's an alias, an amended complaint, a mortgage foreclosure document, or so let's say it's a mortgage foreclosure documents. So when you click that, there is already an automatic comment. So you can configure this going back here in configure. So you can configure all of these if you like to have your own comments. But you don't have to worry because as soon as you sign up, we will be training you all over again using your own information. And if you need training on certain areas, so we'll take it step by step when you sign up with us. And then service instructions, for example, it is a rush service. So right away there is already a customized comment over here. And then job type, rush. Okay, so I've said you still have to enter the name of the defendant. So he is the bad guy. And address, say bad guy, address street, New York, city, NY, and county, I don't know what county in New York. And then what else? So you can also enter the law firm job reference number, the company job, if there is, job reference number, and then you can also place the depot hearing, the deposition hearing date. For example, March 28th, at what time? Say 09 in the morning, and the due date, for example, March 31. Tickle date is like a reminder date. So you can place in a date wherein you'd like to be reminded about it. So say March 24. So options, it's add only, add an auto assign, and add an auto assign and print work order. So it's up to you if you click that or not. Then you can add that job. So wait for your LDMax to show that job. Okay, so there you are. This is now your job number 64, and then you can see all the indicators here. Client address ID will show up here if you've entered it. The address for the defendant will show up over here. And then since we have not yet assigned a server, it's very easy. You can assign it this way. You just have to click and then click assign. And I think we have created James as a server. I'm not sure. Let's just find out. Oh, yes, we did. So you can create James, or you can click James as the server, and then you can click assign. You can place in the dates here when it should be served. So let's say serve on the 25th. Tickle date is on the 24th. Okay. So you click assign and it shows up over here. You just have to close this and wait for your LDMax to show that action. There you go. It's already assigned to James Smith. And right now, if you want, there are certain things here that you can do with a job. For example, you can auto-assign jobs. If there are so many jobs for the case, for example, if there are 5 jobs, you can just click all the jobs and then you can auto-assign by batch or set a due date for selected jobs or enter status items. So, for example, for this job, we can enter a status item. Okay, so let's say an attempt. So for example, an attempt was made on the 24th at this time, and the frequent item is, say, lights on, usually. So the item will show as lights on, and then you can click it to be approved and click continue. Okay. Every time you do an action, your job screen will actually refresh also. All right. And you can also invoice this job. So you can click invoice on one. You can also do other actions here. You just click this plus button. So you can do charges. All right. So for example, you can do standard service. You can do an override commission. If not, then you can also add an item if you like that are not here. So it adds one more field so you can place in other charges that you can have for your client for that particular job. And so you can click either add charges, or if you like to add and approve it, you can click add and approve. So again, your LDMax will refresh and show that action. Okay. Other actions that you can do, you can apply completion info to the selected job. So again, every time you do that, you can actually click that and just click the action that you'd like to do. So you can enter, all right, so for example, if it's an individual summons served on the 25th at this time, left with, okay, for example, it was just left with, you can enter the information here. And here's where the information from the server will come in. So say age, 45, race, Caucasian, gender is female, hair, say brown, and weight is 120 pounds, let's say 110, and height is 5'4". Other information you can place here, and then service comments you can place here. And then if this was mailed, some clients do prefer that, you can place the date here, click here. If not, then just click continue. Okay, so if you're wondering if this is what you see in the job, no, you can actually click on the actual job and you'll see all the information. All you need to do is just click the number of the job and it will show you the job screen. Okay, so there you go. Since we've already completed, clicked approved and completed, it shows here. If not, then you can manually do it here. Click approve and completed for this job. The other information are here. All right, service instruction documents, and then you can also add charges and commissions here, and you can work on the Dyna form the affidavit, and of course the status items, you can also add it here. If there are new addresses with this job, you can add it here as well. So, okay, I'm sorry about that. Let's go back. Okay, so that's the job screen, and this is a completed one already. And if you want to amend, just click here. And then the most important part is that you need to save, or you need to save and close. Okay, let me just check if Pam is already online. Let me check. Not yet. Okay, let's just continue. All right, so you can also do multiple actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. It's okay. Is there a way to add a picture from the screen where you're at?
Which part? The job? Is this what you're saying?
Yeah, like if like you were just putting in like an attempt for this job, then you open this up and this shows everything about the job. Is there a way to add a photograph while you're in this step or this process?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's find that out.
Because like we upload a lot of pictures for
Mm-hmm.
our jobs, especially for foreclosure work.
Mm-hmm.
So like when would they like upload the picture for a job?
Okay. Let me just check. Let's go back to where you can attach. Here, you can
Oh,
attach
I see.
documents.
Upload
Upload
photos.
photos. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay, I didn't see that
Mm-hmm.
before. Okay,
So you
great.
can just
Cool.
do that, and then it shows this is a job number. You can just browse your files on your internet. I'm sorry, on your computer, and then, well, add the job, for example. I'm sorry, add the picture.
Okay. One
Yeah.
of our other clients uses you guys, and
Mm-hmm.
we've had some problems with uploading photographs. Is there like a particular like format or size that works best when uploading photographs into Loyal Dog?
Okay, that's an interesting question, and I will be asking our programmer on the specifications of that. I'll be emailing you the answer to that one.
Okay.
Okay. And by the way, in your job and case screen, if there is a certain way that you'd like to see all of this, our programmer can actually customize it for you. The best part about LDMax is that our programmers can easily make changes according to your preference. So some of our clients have a lot of preference over the case screen and the job screen depending on their operations and how they actually their workflow on how they work on the jobs, just mainly their preference. So what you see in here, we can easily customize for you, basically. So
Okay.
it should not be a problem. Yeah. So basically, after this, you just save and close the job, and that's it. It's completed, and you move on to another job. And so that's creating the job and then creating the new case. And the other features of LDMax would be reports. Like, for example, if you want to find out the number of jobs you do in a month, you just go to statistics and go to the volume received by month. And it would show you a report, say, for example, in the year. Well, this is a demo account, so we'll see what shows in 2016. There you go.
Another quick question for you for the jobs.
Sure.
Is there a way to duplicate a job?
Yeah, we can do that feature for you. As I've said, we
Okay.
can have our programmer create that for you, that feature for you. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so there are reports that you can do. There are batch operations that you can do. For example, some of our clients, the most favorite batch operations are printing affidavits, printing dynaforms. They usually do scanning in batches, so that's batch data matrix recognition. Um, all of these things you can do by batch, so you don't have to manually work on them per job. It saves you time, and we can set up for you um, your printer, your label printers, and you can just ask our programmer to help you with that one if in case you'll be having some issues. So we can ask our programmer. And regarding your forms, we can customize the forms like the affidavits, the invoices. If you want your logo in there, we can do that for you. But if you have somebody who knows to work with HTML, then what we can do is download or upload to your system the LDMax tools, and then you can actually configure or edit your own forms. So for example, going back to configure, um, you can do your own forms as well. So your document types here, your documents, you can do that. But if not, then it's not a problem because we can do that for you. Pam is actually our expert on the forms as well as Jake, so it should not be a problem. All right, so as well as other things that we can do for you, probably if you're using a particular system right now, um, our programmers can probably import some stuff for you from that system. All you have to do is have a CSV or Excel file, and we can import, and they can also do export. So if you need these things, you just have to inform us, and our programmers will do that for you. Okay. Do you have other questions?
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I don't think so.
All right.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if you have more questions, you can go to our website. There are two websites I can refer you to, loyalpuppy.com, and you can also do LDMax.com. Well, Loyal Puppy, this is very robust in all the information, like, for example, features. You can see over here, you can just click on the different areas like GPS, integration, collaboration. While if you want to register with us, you just have to go to ldmax.com and just click sign up, and you'll see a page wherein you can actually sign up. So you can also see the pricing. So you can see, all right, so you can sign up here too. It's up to you if you're ready. And when you do sign up, you just have to let us know as well so that we can assist you and we can train you properly. So we'll be holding your hands for a few weeks after you've signed up with us and make sure that everything runs smoothly for you. And especially for your forms, you'll be needing some help there. So we'll be with you day in and day out from the time that you've signed in. And our customer services, actually, we are online from 8 usually 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. EST, Monday to Fridays. But then we also have a team that goes nighttime, your nighttime. Rob usually goes nighttime, but now that he's traveling to the U.S., I'm sure he could make it on your daytime as well. So more or less, it's like 24-hour customer service just for you. So you can refer to us anytime if you have issues.
Can you run through the mobile app portion really quickly for Mark? He has a lot of servers that are really worried about the whole mobile part.
Okay, actually I can't show you that right now because it's on my mobile, but it's you can register it, you can access it as well on your tab, your mobile app, but let me just show you the link anyway. iPhone Loyal, for example, for the iPhone app, it is actually a link that you can access online. You don't have, so that's how it goes. For example, we did create a process server a while back, so we can register that process server here. Let me just check if we can do that over the desktop. But usually this is what you see on your iPhone too. So we created one for James. Let's see, James and James 1. Agency ID would be LDMax. That's our demo account. And then location would be LDMax.loyalpuppy.com. I haven't tried this before, but yeah, this is how it's going to look like on your iPhone. So you can click download jobs, but have you assigned, I think we've assigned one for James. Let's see. Oh, not yet. So if we go back here.
So my question is, will they have to
Mhm.
have that link saved on their phone? Will they have to go to the link every time, or is there is it saved as like it looks like an app on your phone?
Oh, we have made this web-based so that there won't be any issues with downloaded apps. So what you can do is bookmark this, but then if you would prefer that, we can refer that to our developer, iPhone app developer, and see what she can do to customize it for you.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
So here, I won't be able to take actual photos because we haven't assigned a job yet. So what actually happens to your server when they go to the field is that they just click download jobs and then select the job here, or search the survey over here and then take the photo. And when they click this one and take the photo, actually the GPS would show up on their phone on the camera, and then that's when they take the photo and then save the image and then actually add an attempt. They just click add attempt, and then all the fields that are related to the attempt would show up, and then they can fill in all the information there and then send it back, and it would show right back up here on the home screen. All right, so you can find it here. Photos, the job with no F back from the server, everything. You can find it. It actually communicates well. And the best part also is if you are using independent server, if you're using that because of some DCA requirements, then it's not a problem because independent server actually communicates well with LDMax. Independent server was created also by Robert Dayton, same as LDMax, so we have no problem with that one. And our Android app is more or less the same as this one if you have servers using Android. And we will also help them if they have issues later on. We can have Pam or Bindu, our programmer of the mobile apps, assist them as well. Okay?
Okay, great.
All right, wonderful. So if you have more questions later on, you can email them to me, and then we can probably meet again. Or if you like, you can sign up, and then we can set you up as soon as possible and help you with everything.
And when we sign up, is it just like month to month? We just pay monthly?
Yeah, we don't tie you up to a contract, so it's month per month. So let me just show you the pricing. So 0 to 500 jobs. I'm sorry, this should be 0 to 500 jobs is 75 a month. If you go over that, that's 200 a month until 1,000 jobs, and over 1,000 jobs, it's 350 monthly. So since I've showed you earlier, we can both actually see the number of jobs per month. You can jump from either if you do more than 1,000 jobs this month, then the next we will bill you the overage, and then if you go below that, then we can actually adjust the rate on the next month. Okay, so it's not a set number of months that you go for that kind of rate. So, and if you would like to stop at any time, you can do that as well. Just give us an email. Make sure you inform us so that our billing will stop as well.
Okay. All right, great.
Yep. All right. Do you have other questions?
No, I think that's all. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Okay, so I hope to hear from you again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.